Hello, Huskies back again with more Chicago Blackhawks GM Adventures Mode commentary. Last video we kicked off year 2 and finished a very lackluster offseason, but I mean it didn't need to do anything. And obviously I was right. Everyone was right. 19-2-1 to start year 2. I mean we're flying. There was one comment on the last video that said possible bottom 6 lines. It scratches Andrew Desjardins and brings Vinny Hinostroza in the lineup, and it puts Teravainen at center. I didn't realize that Teravainen has 73 faceoffs, so he can play center. So if this bottom 6 continues to struggle, I might drop Desjardins and put Hinostroza. I believe it was Hinostroza on the wing with them too. I'm actually going to bring the comment up real quick, so give me a second. Nope, that's a video, that's not a comment. Here we go. Make sure to pause it so you don't have to hear me twice. Come on, there we go. Third line center, Panic to the wing scratch. So Hinostroza would play on the fourth line with where Panic is now. Teravainen would go to center, Panic would go to the third line. And you know what? Despite the fact that of how good we're doing, I'm actually going to make that change now. Because Hinostroza, if given the opportunity to play, can progress to an 84-85 and be a serviceable bottom 6 guy. In this third line now, Hartman, Teravainen, and Panic, they have a scoring threat. I mean, Panic doesn't have a goal yet this season, but again, he's playing on the fourth line with Kruger and Tyler Kennedy. He's not meant to score. We'll see if Hinostroza can prosper down there. Hinostroza, honestly, he's got a really good shot. I didn't know that. Damn, he does. He actually has a really good shot. And he's got decent defense, too. We'll see how this goes. Hinostroza might actually move to the third line here. He might be one of those guys that I want to swap to a sniper instead of a playmaker. And then he can play with Teravainen and Hartman. But we'll see. Other than that, we're doing perfectly fine. Like, there's no complaint. Patrick Kane's up to a 96 overall. 96. I don't see players get over 95 very often. So that's a big, just half-season jump. But yeah, let's just get back into it. I don't really anticipate having to make any moves. I mean, if I trade anybody, at this point, I could trade Kruger for basically nothing. And put Desjardins in his spot because, oh, we already lost the game. I shouldn't have made changes. No, but in all seriousness, if I were to trade Kruger right now, I could pretty much just dump him for nothing and be okay. December 5th, he's not going to miss very much time, so we can just auto-replace him. Because Desjardins, Jordan Nolan, 28 years old, he's a good bottom 6 guy. Doesn't make any money. He's physical. I'm gonna claim him. We just lost 2-0 to the Kings, so fuck him. We'll take him. We'll continue the sim. Jordan Nolan is a guy that can... He can also take Tyler Kennedy's spot next year. Because Kennedy, I only signed him to a 1-year deal, I think. And I don't think Olimata was ready yet, so we'll sim another game and he should be back. Oh boy, we lost locker room chemistry today. Did I fuck up? I might have fucked up. No! Nope, damn it. Just go to edit lines. Shit, I probably fucked up and Olimata's gonna have some morale issues now. Yep, he's an 83. Fuck. Ugh. Alright, well, hopefully playing on the first pairing. I scratched you for 1 game, dog. Fucking calm down. You'll be fine. Alright, but I kind of want to call him up, be honest. What does Tyler Kennedy make? About the same. Let's compare the two real quick. So, Jordan Nolan... He's a real physical guy. He's got good defense. He's got decent offensive statistics. Like, he's not awful. He's a decent skater. I think I'm just going to go ahead and call up Jordan Nolan and send down, what's his face? Actually, I'm going to send down Lalonde. Because what this does for me is it gives me an extra forward in case somebody else gets hurt for some reason. So let's get Jordan Nolan in there on the 4th line instead of Tyler Kennedy. Let's actually swap sides as well. Alright, we'll see if that fixes anything. And one thing I do want to keep an eye on is my AHL team, point-wise. I haven't really paid attention to them. 16 and 20 games. 15 and 20 games. 15. So they all have 15 points. Except for DeBrincat, who has 16. So I'm okay with that. That's what I want to see. I want to be a little more diligent on following my AHL team. Considering those are that's my future right there, those 3 players. I'm so upset that I let the morale thing happen. It's so unavoidable. It does not need to happen. But we're 23-5-1. We've kind of we're playing like a team that's made of human beings now. But I mean, even at 25-6-1, we can't beat the Kings though for some reason. They've beaten us twice. But both games we've only scored 1 goal total. Hopefully Olli Mata gets his morale back fairly quickly. Because he's a big component of this team. Alright, Anisimov's hurt. December 24th. Let's put Teravainen on the 2nd line for now then. And I'll dress Desjardins. There we go. I only do that because Desjardins is a center and Teravainen would be a better fit on that 2nd line for the next week and a half or so. Alright, Anisimov's back. Alright, so let's not fuck this up. And we lost 9-0 to the Ducks. What the fuck? How? How does this team get shut out? That's what I don't get. I mean, okay, good. Whew. Let's not mess up another morale. Alright, our defense is back up to a 92, so I think Olli Mata is back to being happy. Let's go ahead and drop Teravainen down. Get Anisimov back in there. Panik's up to an 83. He scored only 2 goals since moving him up, but I think... my 4th line's doing good. They're solid plus-minus. The 3rd line's still struggling, though. I'm gonna actually put Panik on the 4th line and put Hinostroza on the 2nd. I think Hinostroza's a better fit. He's got a better shot. He might be able to score. I mean, he's already got 3 goals. In what? He's got 3 goals in 14 games on the 4th line. Richard Panik has 2 goals. That's Jordan Nolan. That's Richard Panik. He's got 2 goals in 36 games, shooting 4%. Hinostroza shooting 23%. So yeah, we'll put Hinostroza with Hartman. And we'll put him on his shooting side. And we'll see if that brings us results. As for Olli Mata, back to an 86. He's back to being happy. Well, almost. Sometimes I wonder why you and the rest of management make such bad decisions. Shut up! I made 1 bad decision. You see our record? I don't want to fucking hear it. People that say that in my organization usually don't end up on the team for very long. But that's just me. I don't like crybabies on my teams, especially people that bitch about ice time when they're playing top 4, top 6 minutes. Alright, so let's sim into this Maple Leaf game. Let's go look at stats. Again, 29-7-1. Since we made the roster moves, we're what? 10... Well, now we're 11 and 5. So I mean, that's not amazing. That's not 19-2-1 type winning percentage, but it's definitely still really good. Get Tyler Mott back in there. Tyler Mott might actually he's what, 22? He's 22. He might get good enough to play. I would like to see Sprung really progress. He's got a good shot. He needs to get a good stat boost. I would love to use him. Alright, so we're 31-7-1 at the New Year's Day event against the Maple Leafs. It's obviously not an event. There's nothing going on. It's just a original six matchup between personally my two favorite teams. If you've never been here before and heard me talk about it, the Chicago Blackhawks are my number one team, as I'm from Chicago, and Toronto is a very close number two. This is disgusting. Panarin, Kane, and Taves all have 50 points in 39 games. That I've never seen a line do. Like, this is Backstrom, Ovechkin, Kuznetsov type numbers right here. This is insane. Patrick Kane has 25 goals in 39 games. I mean, we fall off pretty hard. Teravainen's a minus 11. Hartman's a minus 8. Where's what's his face? Hinostroza's a plus 1. He hasn't scored a point, but he's only played 2 games on that line, or 3 games, 5. I don't fucking know. This team, this is like the prime example of a one-line team. I shouldn't say that. My second line's not doing awful. 25, 24, and 22. Or no, sorry, 19, 22, and 25. Teravainen's actually not doing awful considering his plus minus is shit. He's up to an 84. We could see an 86 or an 87 next season from him. And if we see that, he could be a suitable replacement for Thomas Vanek. Now, he doesn't have the same offensive, like the same shot that Vanek does. Actually, he does. It's very similar. So if we get a good progression out of Teravainen, I could probably swap him over to a sniper and play him on the second line next year. But I think I'm overthinking it. Defensively, Duncan Keith, 26 points. Yeah, pretty much expected. A little down, but him and Olimata, plus 18, plus 16. Olimata has 1 point, which amazes me considering how many points that first line has, and that's who he's playing with mostly. How does Duncan Keith have 26 points and Olimata has 1? That I don't understand that. But the rest of my team, everybody's... I mean, they're pretty much even, but they're positive still. Goaltenders, Corey Crawford, 214, 28, 5 and 1. 931 save percentage, 6 shutouts. He's playing like a monster. And then what I wanted to check on is my AHL team, see how my prospects are growing. Come on, get over there. DeBrincat, Mott, Caro, Sprong, Schmaltz, Abbott. Alright, so they're almost point per game players. Tyler Mott's 26 and 30, DeBrincat's 26 and 30, Sprong's 25 and 30, Schmaltz is 23. Schmaltz is a two-way forward, so I don't expect that many points out of him. He's going to be, at best, probably his third-line center. The two guys that I want to really keep an eye on are Alex DeBrincat, who can get to a high 80 overall and be a second-line center, and Sprong can be a second-line sniper. If Sprong gets to that 83, 84 mark this offseason, he will take Vanek's spot most likely, and I'll look to off-move Vanek. Off-move? Offload. Offload Vanek. Because as much as I love Vanek, he's not bringing 30 goals this year like he did last year. And he's making considerably more considering his lack of production. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we're pretty much tied to just progression from our players. I mean, clearly our NHL team is doing fine. But I would like to get a certified second-line sniper. I think that would really put Pasternak and Anisimov over the edge. I mean, you can see how good that first line is doing. There are a 91, a 96, and a 95. They should be doing that well, but I've seen players will just replace Hartman. I think Mark Fane, I don't need a defenseman. That should put Tyler Kennedy on the wing, which is fine. I think that's the first time we've lost more than one game in a row all season. And we've lost 3 in a row. 4 in a row. Oh boy, maybe Hartman's having more of an impact than I anticipated. Shit. Let's get him back in there. We still have a... we have an 18-point or a 17-point lead on the second place team in the Central Division, so I'm not too concerned. We're pretty much... this turned into basically just simming until we get to the playoffs. We're looking for our second straight cup and 5th in 8 years, I believe that would be, right? Because they won in the first one in 2010. Or is it 9 years? It might be 9 years. I think it was 9 years. Still, that's insane. If I can win 5 cups in 9 years. right? Because the Kings won twice. The Bruins won once. And the Penguins won. And the rest were the Hawks. Am I missing anybody? I don't think I'm missing anybody. Alright, so we lost 4 straight there, but we answered back with a 5-1 and a 5-0 victory. And we lost another one to the Arizona Coyotes. This team does kind of scare me because I get the feeling we're going to struggle in the first round. It's going to be some shit wildcard team that barely makes the playoffs. And I feel like they're going to give us a 6 or 7 game series when they shouldn't. Like, this team that we've amassed here is... We're 40-11-3. Like, we could put up 60 wins. That's obviously not... I don't think it's realistic if we put up 60 wins. Like, I don't think we can get there. Because we have, what? 56 games left? We've played 56 games. Oh, I don't want to try to do math. We have 26 games. It's taking me too fast for me to do the math. We'd have to win a vast majority of our games. Not saying that we can't by any means. This team has already shown they can win a great amount of games over a long period of time. Mike Green. See, that's just it. Like, if this was... This Boquist kid, wasn't he my, like, 2nd round draft pick? Or... Oh, he was my... Jesper Boquist, he was my 1st round pick. He actually ends up being rather decent. Mike Green, he's got a 1-year deal. 5.67 mil. I wouldn't re-sign him. I don't think I need Mike Green. Polka's an 86. Gustafson. What does Gustafson's stats look like? He's a -5. Van Riemsdyk is a -1. You know what? I'm gonna make this deal, and he's gonna take Van Riemsdyk's spot, or he's gonna take a spot on the 3rd pairing. But I'm gonna make that deal. Last season they sent me Thomas Vanek. And our team took off. So maybe Mike Green comes in and just shores up the rest of... I mean, I don't see a downside to that deal. Like, I lose my 1st round pick from this past season, sure. But it was already the 30th pick overall. Like, it wasn't expected to be terribly fantastic. It's just a matter of who do I want to replace. I think I'm going to replace Gustafson. He's a -5. Oh, man. Can I see giveaways here? No, I can't. He's still a -5. Yeah, I'm going to swap Gustafson for Mike Green because Green's an offensive defenseman. How old is Green? 32? He's a -10. Detroit's not very good, though, so I'm not going to take that with a grain of salt. He's got 17 points, so maybe he comes in and he helps out a bit. I mean, like I said, I don't see a downside to that deal at all. I feel like that deal only makes the team better. And he's on a 1-year contract. I had the cap space. I still have Marcus Kruger on the team. Like, we haven't had to dish off Kruger. That's not good, though. But we can just... He's going to miss 4 games, probably. So we might lose all 4 of these games. Alright, let's stop the sim. He's the last person I want to get upset. He might go back to Russia if I make him mad. Alright, good. Whew. We still have 17-point lead on the 2nd place team. This is insane. I think I'm going to finish the rest of the season in this video. I'm already at 19 minutes, but we don't have much left of the season. As long as we can stay healthy the rest of the way, which reminds me, I want to make sure I have my injury slider turned down because we're getting a lot of injuries. And I don't know if... Okay, they are. They are down at 10. Just wanted to double check. You pretty much have to turn that injury occurrence slider down or it gets stupid. So we went from a 90 93, 92, 91 to a 94, 93 with that one trade. But we're gonna go. This is gonna be a bit of a longer video, but I think I've talked pretty much every second of this video, so I should be able to keep you entertained for the rest of it. We're sitting at 45, 13, and 4. I mean, it's pretty much a format. I think we've already clinched a playoff spot. Pretty much the rest of the regular season is just maybe seeing if Mike Green is worth a keep next season. What I really want to see is, does his morale go down playing third pairing minutes? I could change that by putting him on the first power play unit, which probably wouldn't be bad, considering, I don't know why I'm taking the time to put these guys back in, but I don't want to hit best line. It's going to mess up my first line. If I put him on the first power play unit, he gets more time, he gets more ice time, technically, and he doesn't get as upset. So we'll see. If he wants to re-sign next season for like somewhere between $2 and $3 million, that wouldn't be bad. Because I mean, he's an 85 overall. He's 32 years old. He's not gonna. He's got 3 more years before he gets any worse. But what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a strong playoff run, ideally, and he's gonna have the same thing as Vanek, where he's gonna want to come back next season, but he's gonna want a 3 or 4 year deal at least 4.5. He's already making 5.6. So he's probably going to want at least 5. Bringing Mike Green back next season probably isn't realistic. And that's kind of to be expected. I mean, even when I made the trade, 5 minutes ago? I said that he wouldn't be back next season. I won't have the cap space for him. I already clinched first in the conference, and we still have 3 weeks left in the season. We have 50. We actually have a chance at 60 wins. I think the highest win amount I've ever reached in a GM mode is 59. Might be 58. I think I won 58 games with my Washington Capitals a couple months ago. But we're sitting at 59 wins with 3 games left. We got to win 1 more game. Can we hit 60 wins? The elusive 60 win mark. Come on. Come on, please. Win 60. There it is. We won 61 games. 62. Can we hit 63? Oh, fuck me. 63. 63, 14, and 5. Are you fucking kidding me? How the hell did this team win 63 games? What the hell is the all-time record for wins? Isn't it 62? We have 131 points. I gotta Google it. I gotta Google it. Hold on. I'm sure there's people. Look at Patrick Kane's point total. Are you kidding me? This is insane. No, I want NHL team records. There we go. Most points is 131, so we missed it by a point. Most wins is 62, so we just set the all-time win mark with 63 wins in a season. We averaged 3.61 goals for, and we gave up only 2.38. Holy fuck. We had all those wins, and Montreal Canadiens of 1976 still had more points. In less games, because I don't think they played 82 games then. No, there's no way they could have. We had 130. We had to win 1 more game or lose 1 more game in overtime. We had 60 regulation wins. That is absurd. We had a 28% power play. We had an 85% penalty. This team is ridiculous. We ended the season on... I gotta go back and see our win streak to end the season. I know this video is really long, but... Holy fuck. Patrick Kane at 118 points. Artemi Panarin at 110. Jonathan Toews at 107. Thomas Vanek almost hit 30 goals. Are you kidding me? Sorry if I'm loud. I'm excited. This is sick. Every GM mode I've done on this game, none of my teams have had stats like this. I had Ovechkin get 100 points once, maybe. Patrick Kane, 65 goals. I'm amazed that Thomas Vanek put up 29 goals. I was just talking about how he's not worth his value this season. Motherfucker comes out and just shuts my ass right up. Teravainen had 60 points. I mean, he was a minus 12, but he had 60 points. He outscored the rest of the second line. Richard Panik, 11 goals. Vinny Hinostroza had 23 points. Jordan Nolan, 115 penalty minutes. Holy shit. That is insane. What did Mike Green bring? Mike Green was a -10 when he got here. He ended as a +4. He only had 2 more points, but he ended as a +4. I gotta see my goaltenders. Corey Crawford had 10 shutouts. He had 58 wins, 223. That's a Vezina. That's absolutely a Vezina. I gotta see. This is just ridiculous. Holy fuck. Entire league. We obviously had the top 3, yeah. Ovechkin had 63 goals and didn't even win the Richard. We had the best line in hockey. Holy shit. We had 3 top 10 goal scorers on our first line. Look at their plus minuses, man. Tyler Toffoli was a +40. Oli Mata was a +34. That's another thing I want to see is, oops, let me go back to points here. Is Pittsburgh, is I want to see how Brent Seabrook did on the Penguins in comparison to Oli Mata. Brent Seabrook was a +2 with 35 points. Oli Mata was a +38 with, I mean, he only had a couple points, but I don't care about the points, man. He had 13 points, but he was a +34. Him and Keith were disgusting. This team itself was disgusting. Alright, so let's look at our AHL team. Daniel Sprong, 75 points, point per game. Alex DePrincat, 66. Nick Schmaltz, 60. Tyler Mott, 55. Gustav Forsling, 36. That's exactly what we want to see. There is not a single thing about this season that isn't exactly what we needed. It is all going according to plan. This is optimal across the board, except I think this team missed the playoffs. But they might have some games left. So let's sim to who I think we're going to get. Who are we going to get? We won the President's Trophy. I fucking hope so. We get the Anaheim Ducks in round 1. So we will tackle the playoffs starting next video. I gotta calm down. That was sick. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment on your predictions for the Anaheim series. Shout out to the comment last video for the roster move. I mean, I think our roster was good beforehand, but hey, man, we won 60. We set an all-time record in wins. Clearly, that roster move had something to do with it. Next video should be Sunday. Best way to find when that video goes live is to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you Sunday for hopefully the start of our second cup run.